What's up? We're live. We're live. We're live. We're live. I'm not sure who's on right now, but just another step. My eye is getting better. If you're wondering about that, all right. But let's move on right to it. What's up, Blake? How was your birthday, man? Happy birthday again. What do rich kids get for their birthdays? Is it like horses and stuff? What up, Finn Kaufman? Um, I have a few things that I want to talk about outside of our actual like live stream stuff, and one of them was for you guys the Myers Leonard thing. Okay, so you heard about it. I'm sure he said a racial slur about Jewish people during a Call of Duty live stream, and I won't get too into that stuff, but I will say, make sure that you guys are always minding who you are. All right, you always want to represent yourself well, like especially if you're out there like I am right now online. If you notice, I don't really cuss right now, right? Because you never know who's watching. All right. So make sure that you guys are always representing yourself as best as you possibly can. And he said that he said the racial slur because he didn't understand what it meant. Well, maybe y'all should go out and learn some cuss words because, learn what offends people so that you don't offend them. But again, hopefully it's okay. I think he might honestly like lose his job. I'm not really sure what's going to happen. So mind yourself, especially when you guys are in these stupid chat rooms. Don't be an idiot. From when I was growing up, I didn't cuss because I thought only an uneducated person cussed, because you basically just like forget all the words that you want to use and you're not smart enough to think of words, so you just cuss. And if you don't have respect for other people, then that's not very, very good. So anyway, I have a few more things to talk about like that, but next I want to mention the quote of the day. The quote of the day is nothing endures but change. All right. Nothing endures but change. What do we have in the comment section? Finn, if I win this trivia, it's 3-4. Who would have thought? He got cut from the Heat. Actually, Finn, oh yeah, I think he really did get cut. I'm not sure if he got cut. They said that they're going to waive him or something. All right, but nothing endures but change. I think that this is very important, especially in our day and time, because we're always changing. We're always learning new things as a country, as a world, and basketball culture. I think 20 years ago, the three-point shot was not as big. But then Steph Curry came along and changed the entire thing. So you have to learn to adapt to change and understand what change is going to come about and how you might be affected by it. All right. So there was a time in the 60s where you could smack a woman in the butt at the job place and it was cool. All right. But we've learned so much since that you really don't want to go back to those days when we were just unaware of the damage that we did. Just like Myers Leonard, he was unaware of this particular word. Right. So as we learn more and more and more about each other, the times will continue to change, and understand that nothing endures but change. All right. Starting off with elementary school stuff, we have alley-oops. All right. Wall passes, deflect to layup, zigzag sprint D, anchor layups, and point blank layups. All right. Point blank layups, super easy. You just get really close to the basket and try to make at least 30 shots in less than a minute. All right. I like, of course, the skill for some of you guys that can't make layups, that helps, but also just the focus that you need to shoot the ball exactly right every single time. The mental focus that it takes to focus perfectly for an entire minute is beyond most players. So this drill is that you can do it with your right hand or your left hand. All right. And again, I think the highest I've ever seen a kid make was like 35. But I'm sure if you guys did it perfectly, like don't hit the rim or anything like that, you could easily make 40. All right. So get better and better at the point blank layups. Another one that I wanted to bring up was the alley-oops. Don't talk about the anchor layup, zigzag sprint D. Don't worry about that. Deflect to layup, you reach with that hand. I talked about it a couple weeks ago. Wall passes, you don't need a friend if you have a basketball and a wall. But the alley-oops are fun because you can throw them to a friend who is vaccinated, of course. You can throw them to yourself off the backboard. You could bounce it to yourself off the backboard. You could bounce it to a friend. You can throw it behind your back off the backboard. There's so many different ways you can throw an alley-oop that I like it because it's fancy. It'll get you practicing, but it'll practice your hops as well. But it'll also practice your timing on rebounds. And the more athletic that you are and the more in tune that you are with the whole jumping process, the better that you're going to be. I watched like a 40-minute documentary on Duncan Robinson, and he said himself that he probably would have made the NBA in a different era. Throwing lobs is so fun, yes. And yeah, obviously Duncan Robinson is 85 pounds. Yeah. No, Duncan Robinson was in the 80s or 90s. Yeah, he might not have made it because it is different. Like I said, it's not such a physical game. But if you look at football, this is the great example. If you look at football, they say that football is getting so soft these days with all their, things, and they're thinking about not doing this, not doing that. Well, if you look about 40 years ago, they started passing more. And before then, it was like a running game, right? And when they started passing more, like when we had Joe Montana and all those people in the '80s, they were like, "What's all this? What's with all this like passing, dude? This is so stupid. We like the hardcore game." Well, they learned if you pass and had better passing routes, it was more efficient in terms of one. If you go back for that, you get to Teddy Roosevelt today. Before he changed the rules, it was basically rugby. And football was so violent, all they were doing was hitting each other. No one passed. It was basically like, it was called football because you kicked the ball every now and then you just like pushed each other. And people were losing limbs, like they were like losing their fingers and stuff like that. It was crazy bad. Teddy Roosevelt, the president of the United States, did something about it. He goes, we have to change this game. And they added the forward pass. And people said that was the worst decision ever. Oh my God, the game's going to be horrible. Well, now when you look at it, what's the best thing about the game? It's the long passes. So you have to get used to things. And like when Steph Curry's shooting all those threes, that's so fun. And that leads me to my next thing. Damian Lillard and Steph Curry during the All-Star game. I think it is changing a lot. What they just did. We knew that they could shoot, but Dame told us, I'm going to bring that back to half court. That dude brought it back behind half court, and they hit, 3 straight shots from half court, just those 2? And then Dame won the game on almost a half court shot. That's a legit shot now. So what's going to happen is everyone's going to start practicing that shot. And what's going to happen is they're going to start making it. Because the three-pointer in general, that wasn't invented until like 1978. Correct me if I'm wrong. And the first three-pointer ever made, that could be the trivia question for the day. Surprise trivia question. The first three-point shot ever made, it's not even on our page, but it's a surprise one. The first three-point shot ever made, who was it? And I believe that this guy is famous. All right, let me check my work just in case so I can say the right answer. And I'm talking about the first NBA three-point shot made. Anybody? We have LaMelo Ball. Yes. No, it's not LaMelo Ball. Oh, it was that guy, yes. There you go. Finn Kaufman is the winner. He is the best at Google. All right. And I had his basketball card, actually. Chris Ford from the Boston Celtics. All right. Also, the first guy to make it for, I believe, the New York Knicks was Phil Jackson. He wasn't even, he was a center. It's really random. But so, bro, John, I typed that so long ago. I see you. Okay, I had to give some people a chance. Wait, Blake, you made 6 logo shots in a row? I don't know. All right. Anyways, Finn's the winner. Speaking of winning, here's the coin. And I put the coins in a little coin saver thing. It's like a collection kit. I'm going to give it to the elite team members. I looked up how much it would cost to send coins out every day that I do these things. It was like $3. That's nothing for 1 week, but after a year, it's like $150. I don't know if that's worth it. But what I'm going to do is we're going to keep track of the winners. And at the end, I believe we could give the coins to the best winners of the trivia. Maybe first place gets 5, second place gets 4, something like that. And we could keep when we have the trivia day, which could be maybe definitely on Tuesday, right? Tuesday is trivia, Tuesday trivia. But then we'll also have one more day of the week randomly chosen to be the other trivia day, to kind of focus on Tuesday so everyone shows up on Tuesdays to win a coin, and then to make it random so that people watch the other days as well. So that's my game plan. And again, I'll be talking about the future soon, and I'm also really looking into getting a place of my own so we can do our own workouts. We're getting all the workout gear in here. I got a bike, getting a treadmill, got 2 hoops. I want to say thank you to the people that got me the hoops. Blake Bastani, I believe your mom was one of them, and the other one was Andre. They got me 2 enormous hoops that they just came in the mail today. It's crazy. We had to move my mom's car out the freaking garage and everything. But I'm gonna get a place, and we're gonna have our own place. And you guys should all move to Colorado. All right. What do we have here? John asked Tion. He was there with me when I hit 5 or 6. Okay, I believe you. You're a stone cold shooter, Blake Bastani. Actually, I'll videotape it next time. Definitely videotape it. All right, do it, man. Post it to the homework section, and I'll see that. Next thing, middle school. 1-on-1, no steals, no blocks. Make 15 threes in 3 minutes. Line jumps to shots, tap series, 21-by-3 jumps, quick ball touches. Speaking of shooting threes, we'll talk about that one. Make 15 threes in 3 minutes. That should be like a given. All right, I believe Blake can do it now. I'm not sure if Finn can do it. Maybe. We do know that Blake did win the last 3-point contest that we had, right? That was like the last thing that we ever did in California. So 15 threes in 3 minutes should be like child's play. It should be like you do it every single time, like easily. All right. So definitely set that as a milestone. If you guys haven't reached that already, do that. And speaking of homework, like I said, I've been watching the homework, and I've been noticing that Finn and Ren have been turning in their homework, have been doing the weekend shots and posting it to the website. So great job with that. First, it wasn't a 3-point contest. Oh yeah, it wasn't a true 3-point contest. You're all right. We shot some elbow shots as well. All right. Anyway, great job doing the homework. But one person did a little extra, and that was Ren. He turned in the Kobayashi Maru. Now I don't know if that's because he's of Japanese descent. Maybe he would like the name. He's like, oh, that sounds Japanese. I have no idea. Maybe I inspired him by telling the story, but he turned in the Kobayashi Maru. I won't tell you his answers, but he answered all 10 questions, and they were pretty neat answers. I will talk about one though. All right, there's one question that says, what is higher, your hatred for losing or your love for winning? And it's just whatever motivates us, really. I told you guys that I really love when people tell me that I can't do it. So obviously I'm negatively inspired as well. But man, when I lose games, I have pretty good perspective. I know that's going to push me to work harder. So I kind of see it as like almost a positive. And when I win games, I'm just happy. So I think I definitely skew toward my love for winning. And a lot of that was brought on by Magic Johnson. Because when he lost games, he came in the locker room like clapping, like, come on, we got to do better. And when he won games, that dude was like jumping up, smiling, hugging people. And I did admire like Michael Jordan's coolness and Larry Bird's coolness and stuff like that when they won. And I know that they definitely like hate losing more than they love winning. But I always went for the love of winning. But that's just who I am. When you answer the questions by going to our Hall of Fame section and clicking on the Chinese character that says leadership, fill it out. I would love to know about you guys. If you've already filled it out, I already have that in my email, but you can do it again to see if you've changed. I'm doing the homework because I'm doing my challenge, which is on the week. It's so ridiculously hard. I'm sure it is. I'm still working on it. Good job, because it's the third straight week. Now, Blake, you're almost done with your thing. How many more weeks do you have to go? Anyway, next thing I'm going to mention was the high school workouts. All right, we have shell drill, defensive free throw box out, lots of cones, on count, quick dribbles, lane slides, post big, seal to score. Now, when I get my own court and I get to do this show with the court behind me, I will be demoing all these things. I'll be answering the questions. We'll be doing it live because some people are just like visual learners like that. All right. And but for right now, we don't. So understand that the shell drill, it's pretty basic, but like no one does it. All right, you guys know the spots. You should know the spots. If you're one pass away and you're in deny, if you're in 2 passes away, you're in help. If the ball is in your man's hand, you're just D'ing up, forcing him toward the baseline, unless your team does it differently. But you want to hop to each spot immediately so that when the ball lands in the other person's hand, you're on your spot accurately with the strong side hand up so that you can deflect the ball correctly, right? And if you're there every single time as they drive and they pass the 3-point line and you're sprinting to your spot right then and there, now you have basically an impenetrable defense. You have a defense that's going to take about 5 passes to even get near. And then even then, they're only going to get like a contested 3, all right? So if you can just stay in your spots, you don't have to be a serious athlete. All right, you can just be a smart athlete by getting to your spots as quickly as possible, by stepping as efficiently as possible, by taking the step with your outside foot as you turn. What do we have here? We got 3 more weeks. Man, that's pretty good. 21 more days, man. And then you've done the hardest challenge that we've ever given to anyone. Keep going, Blake Bastani. I believe in you, man. All right. Next thing is our motivational story. All right. You might one day eventually be forced to give up due to circumstances like time or other external factors beyond your control. But if you must give up, be sure that you don't give up without an agonizing effort that everyone who witnesses it will be forced to tell others as an inspirational tale for all of time. All right. So if you guys don't make it to the NBA, I need y'all to be like Rudy, to have a movie about you. Like, they were so astonished by your effort. If you lose a game, I want you, like, like diving out on every single loose ball where the other team goes, whoa, what was that? All right. That's how you lose. If you must lose, if you must go out, that's how you go out. And if you have that in your mind and you start thinking like that, you're not going to lose too many games, too many championships, too many seasons. And in the end, and even in the end, you're going to own your own company. You're going to, like, be able to do things that the average human being isn't able to do, because you've had years of training, of going beyond your limits to see where you're going to be or where you should be in life. So have that mentality that, again, you might one day eventually be forced to give up due to circumstances like time and other external factors beyond your control. But if you must give up, be sure that you don't give up without an agonizing effort that everyone who witnesses it will be forced to tell others as an inspirational tale for all of time. And again, I was very, very aware when I was growing up of people looking at me and retelling my story. I knew that they were saying something about it. I knew that they were saying, John gets here at 6 o'clock in the morning to go work out. He does that. I knew that crap was happening. And I just knew for a fact it would be in a movie one day, and it wasn't. But at least I'm talking about it here in my podcast. What? Anyways, moving on. I was going to talk about Blake Griffin going to the Nets. Man, it's a little past his prime, but he is with DeAndre Jordan again. I think that they're going to have very good chemistry. And he's a smart player. Everything that he was able to do dunking wise before, he's able to do that pulling up jumper wise. He was also in Detroit. He was sad. He didn't feel like winning. I think this will re-inspire him. So I don't agree with teams stacking up, but if you're going to stack up, this is how you do it. They got a great guy. They got a great player, because I believe Blake Griffin is a selfless player. He doesn't care about his. He's not trying to get his. And DeAndre Jordan's the same way, and James Harden's the same way. Then you have a very unselfish player, a very unselfish superstar, and Kevin Durant, the most unselfish superstar that's ever lived in terms of scoring wise. Probably like LeBron and Magic Johnson are that. But out of all the greatest scorers ever, he's number one scorer of all time. He's ridiculously unselfish. All right, with all that said, that cancels out Kyrie and his craziness. And he's like one of the greatest ball handlers of all time and a great scorer. I think that they have a pretty perfect team. I really do. If Blake Griffin is capable of scoring 30 points every now and then. All right, we'll see. Nets will never win a championship with this roster. Never. They will be the Clippers. Oh, man, from last year. And they're going to get Drummond. I don't think that they're going to get Drummond. That's a little too much. I think that the Lakers might get him, though. He's definitely going to go to a contender. I think he deserves it. He's a great rebounder. But some people say he's just getting rebounds. He's not doing anything else. So we're going to see if Drummond's really worth his salt. Because if he goes to a contender and they lose, it's going to make him look bad. Right now, he's just the best rebounder because he's a bet on trash teams. I'm not really sure about Andre Drummond, but he's so athletic and so good. He's not very good at scoring, though. But I don't know. Said he had the Nets as his first option. Yeah, that's a bad choice for him. That would put DeAndre Jordan on the bench where he should be, but he's not a very good. Oh, man, him as a starting center with the scoring squad is not fantastic. It's not horrible, though. I think that they would do better without Andre Drummond. I think the Lakers would do better with Andre Drummond. So maybe if they get him, they might just get him just to keep him away from the Lakers. There you go. That's a good strategy. I need D Rose to win a championship. D Rose probably done, because he's such an impactful player, whether he is good or not, that any team that has him has to give him the ball. He doesn't play off the ball and things like that. So a really good team won't ever incorporate him. I think he's kind of like Melo in that regard. Like, you need to kind of revolve things around him. All right, next thing I was going to talk about was the Portland Trailblazers. Speaking of bad teams, they're not the worst. The Clippers and the Nets, those are bad organizations, right? But the Portland Trailblazers, they have made some stupid mistakes. Think about these. They got Sam Bowie and Greg Oden. Sam Bowie and Greg Oden. If you're thinking, who are they? Exactly. Those are the players that they selected above Michael Jordan and Kevin Durant. And anyone can do that once. But to do it twice to the two greatest scorers of all time, and it's not like they were Houston where they picked Akeem Olajuwon. That was okay. They picked absolute nothing players who did nothing. Now, Think about how different the Portland Trailblazers would be. You know what I think? I think the Portland Trailblazers are such a bad organization. There's a small chance that if they picked Jordan and if they picked KD, we would have never heard of KD or Jordan. And we would be like, Sam Bowie and Greg Oden are two of the greatest players ever. Now, I'm joking. But maybe, dude, I don't know. They do have Damian Lillard, and he is doing great. But, man, they did it twice. They need to never get a top 3 pick ever again. Moving on, talking about our challenges. Make sure that you guys do all your challenges. Today is the 10th. So we talked about draft day yesterday. Today I'm talking about the 10th grade movie. Again, all the movies are Cars for first grade, The Babe, Cool Runnings for third grade, Breaking Away, Blue Chips for fifth grade, Eddie, Cinderella Man, Gridiron Gang for eighth grade, Draft Day for ninth grade. Today is the Damned United. I told you I don't cuss on this show, but that was in the title. Sorry about that. The Damned United. Ooh, man, I don't know about this movie. Let's see what it's about here real quick. I believe it's soccer. Man, I wish I knew what that movie was about. Let's check it. The Damned United is, what is this? Oh, yeah, it's a football team, so a soccer team. And the story of Brian Clough's 44-day stint as manager of the Leeds United Football Club takes place in 1974 England. He quits Leeds to become the England boss. The outspoken Brian Clough takes charge, determined to impose his own style, tough tackling team. Clough soon alienates his players and the board. All right, now I'm pretty sure this is football as in terms of like soccer. All right, let me check real quick again, because I don't follow that sport, but I could. Anyways, I believe it's a good movie. It was on the top 100 list. I'm pretty sure that the Damn United is good. If you guys happen to watch the 10th grade movie, let me know how that one went. What do we have in the comment section? Yep, I knew it, but Odin was really good. I'm sure he was really good, but they just have bad luck, okay? Then he was a kid, though, even when healthy. True, yes. So, yeah, that stuff happens. Just bad, unfortunate luck. I'm not sure what's going on. All right, next thing on my list is it's going to snow here in Colorado. And I was thinking about the outdoor stuff that we did. It would not be possible here in Colorado. It just wouldn't be. You guys are so fortunate. And out of all the unfortunate things that you guys are, beholden to, you guys are born in a rich neighborhood. You guys aren't tall. You guys blah, blah, blah. The one thing you have is you have California. You can play basketball any time in the year. Seriously, it rains 12 times? Y'all can play ball all the time. In other states, they're literally just shut down unless they have an indoor basketball court, which is what I'm trying to put together. All right. And so realize how lucky you are. All right. But for me, I don't go outside that often. And again, I'm trying to get an indoor place. I might start up workouts here. I have four people already wanted to be a part of my program, which is cool because I haven't told any people. They contacted me. So I'm thinking when I start advertising, it's going to work. But I want to start off well. So I told the people I'm not going to start until September, but that's a long time for people to hang on. So I might look to actually start up workouts here in a couple of weeks, maybe. I'm not sure. But maybe I might start signups. And if I can get 25 kids to sign up, then I can have enough money to afford a place to rent out. So I'll see how that goes. I'll let you guys know how that's keeping track. And again, when I rent out my place, we're going to have all the green screen background, all that stuff. And this podcast will get better and better and better, I promise. But him and Roy, Brandon Roy, had the best record in the league. Yo, it doesn't matter about your best record in the league. It rains a decent amount, but never snows. It does. All right. The best record in the league with Brandon Roy, the Portland Trailblazers had it. They might have. I don't know. They made it to the finals one year when they played against. No. Yes, when they played against Jordan in '92. I remember that. So yeah, I think that if you're in a bad organization, we talked about it before. If you're in a bad organization and you have really good players, you can possibly win. But if you're in a bad organization, have bad players, you can't win. If you're in a good organization, you have okay players, you have a chance to win. And that's what the Miami Heat showed us last year. Now, all the things that they do, they kind of annoy people. and it rubs people the wrong way. And a lot of superstars avoid being on the Miami Heat because of that culture. Like, you can't show up late, everything like that. I assure you guys, if you happen to be a person that is very diligent about things and is a hard worker and is like always showing up, you can do amazing, amazing, amazing things. And it may not pan out because you're playing against better players. It may not pan out because you went to the wrong school. It may not pan out because you're 5 feet tall, but it may not pan out because you were born in a poor neighborhood and like, yeah, you did all the right things, but no, you're not a doctor because you were born in the wrong neighborhood. But if you do the right things every single day, like just don't drink, don't smoke, things like that, it's going to pan out for you in ways that you don't even know. And it's very, very possible to lose and still win. It's very, very possible to win and still lose. You have to make sure that you're on the winning side of everything, even if you lose. All right, and that's what our program's about. That's what we're about in general. Let's see this. John, best would be if all of us are competing against the Colorado kids in your program for the homework. Oh, hell yeah. Hey, you guys will actually help build my program a lot because when I first start, they're not going to be watching this show. They're not going to understand. The reason that you guys watch it is because I've said so many freaking stories to you guys. I've kind of hypnotized you, right? And you guys are hard workers. I'm going to be surrounded by a lot of kids who aren't like that at first. And just like in our program, when new kids came in and they saw you guys work, and I was like, everyone on the line for a NAS drill, 3-minute sprint. And they were thinking, whoa, this is stupid. But then you guys ran to the line and started clapping. They were like, oh, maybe it's not stupid. Maybe this is cool. Just like, stupid kids talk other kids into eating Tide Pods. I mean, you guys can talk everyone into everything. So you guys are going to be my pillar. You guys will be my foundation. All right. And they will be copying off of your lead. So I need you guys posting a ton of stuff and pushing them and winning all the coins that you guys possibly can. We would still beat them. Unfortunately, that would be dope. Hey, if whatever teams you guys are on later, I would definitely fly out there. We're scheduled to come out to Oakland at least once a year, but I'm also going to be running tournaments out here. So I can invite your teams out here as well. That'd be so fun to play for you guys to play against 50 All-Stars. You guys, I'm never going to change our plays. So you can have that. And Ren, you can't call someone that, dude. We just talked about racial discrimination. Yeah, I know he's your best friend, but still, watch what you say in public because those things are definitely reflected upon you. All right. Make sure you guys are watching your movies. Make sure you guys are doing the homework. Make sure you guys are going through all the things that we're going to talk about throughout the book. So you guys are getting better at that pace. If you guys have private instructors, especially Tion, he knows everything that I do. And you want to go over the stuff, pick something that you did it that you're not sure of and say, hey, can you teach me about this? So for the middle school, be like, yo, can you show me tap tap series? Now you can show him exactly what it is and be like tap tap and then cross. And then he'll be like, oh, how about this? He might even show you things that I haven't shown you. All right. And this is definitely stuff that he knows that he can show you in depth about if you just ask him the right way. So although I'm not there, you can still pretend that all my stuff is still there and still do the same exact stuff. Seriously. All right. You got banned for 3 weeks on Instagram because I said, yep, that's what I'm saying, dude. Hey, and that stuff comes back to you. And this world, they're keeping track of everything that you say and do. And if you lose that on a job because of something that you said when you were 15, you're an idiot. All right. So be really careful with what you guys say online. Learn from Myers Leonard's mistake. All right, so that maybe his mistake wasn't in vain, so he can make the world a better place by doing that stupid mistake. And what Julian Edelman said, he invited him out. He was like, "Dude, you don't cure hate with hate." He goes, "I got to cure it with love." And he invited him out, and he goes, "And I want to educate you about it." He goes, "I heard that you didn't know what it meant," and he goes, "But your ignorance is no excuse. There's still hate from it. So make sure you guys understand that there's some hateful things that you're not even trying to do." All right. So be responsible out there. And even more than that, because you guys know what I'm about, work on your game. All right. Be great so that you can one day influence people as well from the court or from whatever. Anyways, that's my time. I hope that you guys like my little sound. I'm putting more and more money into this live stream so it can't suck. And one day I'm going to get someone to take over from me because I don't really like how I talk. So, but they will take over and I'll be doing the workouts. We're going to mix the two. We'll have special guests every single day. I'm having it all planned out and it'll be fun. John, when When if probably 50 All-Stars, I will drop at least 20 on your team. I like it. And you understand if you are dropping 20 on my team, someone's going to take you out, right? It's my team. Yeah. They're going to X you out real quick, dude. So heads up for that. All right. See you guys later. Peace.